Is Axiom Verge for the Nintendo Switch worth it? Hey everyone, Trevor at Toploaded Gaming. I want to talk about something positive today in gaming. And that's going to basically revolve around indie and retro style video games. A lot of people in our hobby, as odd as it would seem, it's a common theme that I'm seeing in friends that I have in this hobby, that they don't get the newer systems. They don't get the Switches. They don't get the Xbox Ones, the PS4s. And it honestly seems like they don't even bother with their PC and see what's out on Steam. And to be completely honest with you, there's never been a greater time to be a retro gamer. There are so many games coming out that are reminiscent of the NES, of the Super Nintendo, of the Sega Genesis, the Sega Saturn. You name a system. I mean, there's never been a better time to be a gamer than right now. If you just want the newer style games, then go for it. If you want some old style, new experience games, you have that. You can get on Steam and get a bunch of games. Games like Braid, games like Shadow Complex, Shovel Knight. There's this game Deadlight, where it's kind of HD graphics, but it's this like action platformer. It's a really cool game. If you haven't ever checked it out, I suggest checking it out. But specifically, what we are here to talk about today is Axiom Verge. And I have downloaded this game for the PS Vita, and I was expecting limited run games to release it, but it never came out. And the other day I'm at GameStop and I see this Axiom Verge like special edition box or whatever, and I'll admit I haven't been keeping up with it, so I mean by now it may have released on other systems. I didn't even bother to check, but I kind of preferred to have it on the Switch because I saw the cool box set and everything. And now that I think about it, I want to say they had a PS4 version too, so I mean it probably released on other systems as well. But when I showed up at GameStop, the last I had heard, they hadn't released a physical release of this game. So I was dumbfounded and was like, I'm definitely getting a physical copy, because I mean that's what I'm about. I want a physical copy. I opted to buy mine for the Switch, and I gotta say, this is the third time I'm playing through this game, and if you've never played it, it's a Metroidvania style game. So it's basically like, you come to this spot and you don't have a power yet, that you can get past it, so you have to, keep going to different spots until you find the right power up, and then you can finally go back to that spot and then get in that area, and then rinse and repeat with the little sort of tile style maps. And it's a really great game. I mean, obviously, if you liked Super Metroid or Metroid Fusion, Zero Mission, you're gonna like this game. If you like Shadow Complex, you're gonna like this game. Symphony of the Night. I wanted to say Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth, but Symphony of the Night by Castlevania, like it's a fucking band, right? There's so many different upgrades for your weapons. I find they're pretty unique for being sort of a unauthorized spiritual successor for Metroid, being the Metroid Return of Samus remake hadn't even been announced yet when this game came out. This game Came out, I want to say, like 2.5 years ago. The guy that made this game, he pretty much did everything himself. I mean, the music, the backgrounds, the characters, the storyline, and that's another thing you have in this game. You can choose to kind of pay attention to the story if that's your thing, or you can just sort of breeze through the story and kind of skip over it. So as far as the game goes, I don't want to show too much because I don't really want to spoil anything for anybody that has yet to play the game. So let's check out the box. I kind of like when they make box sets like this. It's usually pretty cool. So the first thing I'm going to pull out right here, we got an art book, and I'm going to just show a couple of pages here. It's really got a 16-bit era vibe to it. So the art book's pretty cool. Next up, we have an original soundtrack on CD. And I haven't opened mine yet, but that's one thing. Another thing about this game is it has an amazing soundtrack, and it just speaks volumes to Thomas Happ, the creator of the game, that not only did he create this amazing game, but he really knocked it out the park with the music, because it really feels like music that sets the mood for every level that you play in this game, even down to the start menu. It's just music that just matches. I don't know how else to say it. It's incredible music. Next up, we have an Axiom Verge making of documentary, but it also includes a Tom Happ interview, as well as a Tom Happ and Dan Adelman play Axiom Verge, as well as a speed run with commentary by Tom and Dan. Now I checked this Blu-ray out, and it's pretty cool. The documentary is definitely worth watching. It's pretty entertaining. And next up, we have this really awesome looking Axiom Verge poster. I mean, let's just look at this artwork. I mean, it reminds me of The Matrix. It reminds me of so many different fucking things, man. It's really, really fucking cool art that they have in this game. And then on the other side, it has a detailed map of where pretty much everything's at if you really want to take advantage of it. So that's really cool. And last, obviously, we have the game case. And I don't have the game in here right now. It's in my Switch. But, and there's no manual either. But I want to open it up just to show you the artwork inside. And if you look closely, it's basically a mock-up of the first level of Super Mario Bros. I thought that was really cool. See, this is the type of stuff that you could really only get with a physical release. So, is Axiom Verge for the Nintendo Switch worth it? I would say hell yes. I mean, you get the best of both worlds. I mean, I started playing this on my PS Vita, and I downloaded it on my PS4 also. And the Switch version, it's like I got the best of both worlds. I got a handheld version, and if I want to play it on my TV, I can. And I've got the physical copy with all the little cool things that came with the box set. So I really think it's worth it. And that's pretty much going to do it for me. This is Trevor over Toploaded Gaming saying, go get Axiom Verge right now. Just go get it right now. It's a great game.